Hi everyone, it's Mikael, and today I'm going to share with you a tutorial introducing wrist control and rolling. Ready for this new tutorial? Let's start. The first part will be about to work on the balance around your wrist. And as you can see, I'm using a slight angle here with my hand to keep it here, a bit like we did with the shoulder before. And here it's just about feeling how when you have 2 points of contact with the staff, you are really stable. And there, like we did before in the previous video, we're gonna just gain some freedom around. So we can move around our arm on space, up, down, to the side. We can also turn around with it. Give a bit of bounce. Also move our body, go down, and explore a bit around in space. How does it work? Then the challenge here will be to step by step bring our hands the closer as possible of the middle. It's obviously easier and more stable to have 2 points of contact, but the really good point is also you're working both hands at the same time, and if you're lazy like I am, when you have a way to work twice faster, it's also easier. Let's just take it. So for here, the closer you will be from the middle, the more hard it's going to be to keep the balance, but it's still really valuable to learn and to feel comfortable with this. So same as the previous video, work 5 minutes around it, try to feel comfortable, then we go to the next step. We go a bit by itself. It's to try with one hand, and you see I'm using the same angle as before, and I place the middle in the center of my wrist here, as you can see. And now, things are getting a bit harder. Same as before, we are not allowed to grab it if it's full, and we're gonna try exactly the same. To turn around, to make it go in the air, down, to move with it. This is already way more tricky, and of course, I ask you to work both hands. And a little advice for you. Here you can see that sometimes when the staff is falling, I can use my knuckles and my wrist. Here there's 2 points of contact, you can feel the pressure, to bring back the staff in the middle without grabbing it. And it works also with the pinky finger, knuckles, and the other side. And this is actually a valuable control lock that you can have in case the staff is going too far somewhere else. Try to thread your finger, it looks a bit better, and to play a bit around with it. On the previous video, we worked already on 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now you just work on 5th and 6th. You see, it goes quite fast. And now you can already feel that you are way more comfortable than before into having the staff here in balance. Now we're gonna try to connect those points together with the concept of rolling, which is absolutely essential in staff. And for this, if I will try to make it roll from here, it's just not possible. So we will lift our arm around 90-degree angle. You can see my arm are almost parallel to the ground. And so like this, we can let it roll towards us. And you can see here still on my arm, but I can also put my chest up, and then the center will be exactly on the point we worked on the previous video. And so like this, you can work a few times to feel comfortable, and take it back. And take it back. Little variation, who looks pretty cool. You can also twist to the side. Let it go to your chest. Then turn 180 degrees the other side and let it roll again. And like this, you are combining rolling, point of balance, and movement together. Important point here, you can see that the middle is actually, the center point is actually in the middle. And by doing so, when it's rolled, it arrives here, to the fourth point, the chest we were working on. And the same, we can also connect it to the neck. Ah, surprise! And come back on the side, it looks a bit better. And you can you can actually do the same on the way back. And if you want to learn the full move, you can also check my tutorial on the Superman or Dragon Staff. It's exactly the same tricks, but you will just learn it with the staff. Now we learn how to connect from the wrist to our chest, to our neck. Next step is going to be to connect our wrist to our shoulders. And here, again, we are going around 90 degrees. And you can really control the speed of your staff, the rolling. The higher you go, the faster it will roll. And same in the opposite. If you start from here and you're really down, it's going to go really fast. So if you want to have a nice control and something to aesthetically look good, I will advise to be always around those 90 degrees. If you go lower, you can, but you're going to lose control really fast, and you can check on yourself if you have the feeling that stuff is going too fast. Check your posture, and you can correct yourself by listening. So here, now we want to connect the wrist to the shoulder. So what we will simply do is to place the center point, this time on the wrist on one hand. We can still use the other hand to secure, but it's basically all the weight of the center point on the left wrist for this time. Now we make it roll, and we can control it with our shoulder. And come back. We're going to do the same on the other wrist. And come back. And you see, I use my second hand to secure it and also visually look nice. Now, in the way up, it's pretty much easy. You might be a bit blocked here. And this is because your shoulder bone is on the way. And to be able to let the staff roll nicely, you're going to need to put the joint of your shoulder down in a way that the staff can actually roll without bumping here. It's a bit of a twist at the beginning, it's a bit strange, but you will get used to it. It's actually really important for any kind of tricks we will learn later where the staff go around the neck, then on the hand again. So really, you now work, now that's your drill. You go to here, then you go back in the same way and you really try to look at your shoulder and see what's happening and how you can get the joint down. And you do this till you feel comfortable with both of your shoulder, and on the way up and on the way back. Now we are coming to the challenge of this video. For this video, what we want to go is to be able to connect and do a full turn of it. And like this, we connect 5 of the 6 points we worked with. To do so, we just work on the way up and back from both sides. The missing part will be the one going from the shoulder to the neck to the shoulder again. But that you work normally on it on the previous video. Little tips to make it easier: when you make it roll, you don't want the center point to be too much inside, but rather middle and almost going outside. Why? It's because when the staff gonna go on contact here, you want it to be slightly off balance, because as we saw in the last video, it's easier for the staff to go around if it's slightly off balance. Not too much, otherwise you're going to lose control of it, but a little bit. A little tips to help you in the transition from the shoulder to going here and going back. It's really important to be able to control and to block each time, to be able to make it really a step by step. And also when you're arriving on the exit arm, this one, you can also from the neck, making a slight movement to the front, to just give a little impulse to the staff to go in that direction. And it will be important also for the next video. As you can see, we're using every bit of what we learned in the last video, and this is pretty much for me what I will call a standard still. This means a still following just a U-turn, but if you start to be able to do this, you are actually almost on the way to get this trick, where we'll be in the following video. And that's it for this tutorial. On the next video, we will start with neck wrap, which is the last missing piece we need before going into the still, will be the video following. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I always welcome any kind of feedback. If you also are getting really excited and you want to go further, you will find a link on the next video and on my Patreon if you want to go further in contact staff, and why not in Dragon Staff as well, and also props. And I wish you a really good training.